Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
On July 30th, a new Amazon original movie came to Prime Video, and then shortly after, that movie was torn apart by everyone who saw it. If you're interested in movies, you've probably seen something to do with this. I too noticed this, and just ignored it. I was so out of the loop that I didn't even know if the movie was good or not. But then, a little over a month later, I saw a clip of the movie, and I got curious, and decided to give it a try. I went into the movie, not with the thought that I would make a video on it, and I probably wouldn't have. But from a complete technical and filmmaking perspective, this is the worst movie I have ever seen.
On entering Earth's atmosphere, becoming what used to be called shooting stars.
There isn't a single aspect of this movie that is even okay. So, I'm going to go through this movie and try to explain why this movie sucks, and to try to give you guys something that hasn't already been said. But first, here's a little history that explains why this movie is the way it is. This movie was made during the pandemic, and because of this, the actors can't really film together, and there can't be a film crew to record said actors. So how do you make a movie like this? Simple. Make the movie a screen life. This is a subgenre where you get to see the movie through the perspective of some sort of screen, like a body camera, or a phone, or a computer screen. However, this style is mostly used in short, low-budget horror movies, where you are not meant to see things clearly to build up suspense. Mostly. This movie is not a horror movie.
Take your intergalactic asses back home! Back home!
This is a disaster movie, where we watch Ice Cube watch the disaster through his computer screen. Our protagonist is Ice Cube, who works as a surveillance guy for the government, and uses his powers to spy on his kids and control their lives.
Little punk.
Alright, quick side tangent here. Why is Faith's threat analysis unclear? What does that mean? Does that mean that it's unclear whether she's in danger? Because she's in a coffee shop and everyone around her is fine. Or does it mean that she's a threat to the government? Personally, I'd like to imagine it's the latter.
Good morning, what's up?
Look, take a look at this.
So, thanks to the terrible editing and the fact that everyone is saying their lines without knowing what they are responding to, every time someone is about to finish a sentence, there is either an awkward pause between the dialogue, or someone will just interrupt the first person before they finish their sentence. And because no one is recording their dialogue together, there's no reaction when people butt into other people's sentences.
Dad, how do I get
Right
that?
click on the map.
This happens throughout the entire movie, and it would be incredibly jarring if it wasn't so funny.
Talk to me, Goose. How we looking?
Under control, Pops.
Also, because this was made during the pandemic, they couldn't film on a location, so every single scene that doesn't have a main character in it is just stock footage. So all of this talk about how weird the weather is being is just stupid because it's stock footage.
All right, that's crazy right there.
These are storms that have happened before, Ice Cube. There's nothing wrong. Anyway, Ice Cube is also trying to help the FBI locate a hacker called the Disruptor. But every time they try to find him, it's a bust.
Little punk.
And then the aliens show up. I promise you, I did not edit that. That's how it looks in the movie. Chaos ensues as tripods that look like they're from a mobile game terrorize the world. And because of all the destruction, Faith then makes the intelligent decision to go outside.
What are you doing outside? Get away from that. Okay? Stay clear of that stuff. Honey, get out of there. Go!
Oh man. This whole movie feels like a YouTube video. And we're watching Ice Cube react to a disaster movie. This isn't how someone would react to seeing their daughter dying. This is more like when someone's watching a horror movie and the characters decide to split up.
I know.
Let's split up and start searching.
Good idea.
And the guy watching is just yelling at the TV screen not to split up.
Don't go in there, it's a trap! Can you believe she went in there?
Get away from that.
Because of all the destruction, Ice Cube's building goes on lockdown, so he can't leave to go save his daughter. So then he hacks into a car and tells his daughter to get in. Also, the entire time Ice Cube is saving his daughter, she's just trash talking him, saying he has no power, while Ice Cube is saving her, using his power. The only reason I can think of why the movie is like this is because, again, these actors aren't recording with each other, so they don't know what the dialogue they're following is, and the editing team just has to butcher it all together. We then get a nice montage of military stock footage, and then Ice Cube joins an emergency Zoom call. Also, I love that the Secretary of Defense is just chilling on a golf course while the aliens invade. Just in case you were wondering if this movie was gonna try anytime soon. Anyway, then the president gives the order to initiate world peace. It took a 5-minute emergency Zoom call, and just like that, we have world peace.
The United States president is calling the global military response a war of the worlds to save humanity.
He said it! He said it!
We then get a montage of military stock footage. Again. Why? Probably to pad out the runtime.
This reporter can't help but wonder, why are they here?
So, there are a lot of moments like this when the dialogue doesn't make a lot of sense.
Citizens are astonished by what is happening.
And if I didn't know that this was made back in 2020, I would assume this is AI. I kinda still do think it's AI. Who knows? Anyway, we then watch Ice Cube watch NASA lady discover why the aliens are here. They're here to eat our data.
Oh my god!
There's ants in my pants! There's ants in my pants!
We then watch Ice Cube watch Mark, Faith's boyfriend, tend to Faith's wounds.
You gotta get something else, man. You need a tourniquet.
Trust me. I'm a pro.
That's not gonna work.
I promise I didn't edit it like that. It's like the movie wants me to make fun of it. We then watch Ice Cube watch as his memories are deleting.
No. Fuck!
We then do a complete 180 in the story and focus on the Disruptor plotline. And I'm gonna be honest, this far into the movie, I forgot he existed. Ice Cube watches a Disruptor livestream on YouTube and decides to run a clip of the Disruptor's voice through a voice authenticator and decrypts it. Something he could have, I guess, done after all these years of him hunting the Disruptor. But whatever, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that Ice Cube finds out who the Disruptor is.
It's you? It's you! How could you, man? How could you?
So Dave, aka the Disruptor, becomes a good guy and tells Ice Cube that the government has an evil plan. And boy, is it stupid. Okay, so the government was secretly building a surveillance network that is even better than the one Ice Cube uses. But there's a catch. The government somehow found out that if they build Project Goliath, then the aliens will come and attack Earth. This is truly an unsolvable conundrum. Do you build a slightly better surveillance network than the one you already have, but at the cost of the whole Earth? Or do you not do that? Like I said, unsolvable. After what I'm sure was a grueling debate, the government decided not to build Project Goliath. But then Agent Coulson went rogue and built the whole thing by himself anyway. And not only did he build it by himself, he built it in the building that Ice Cube works in. Ice Cube just didn't notice, I guess. Upon this amazing revelation, Ice Cube then calls Agent Coulson and tells him that he knows everything and that he's gonna stop him. So then Agent Coulson just takes away his access to the internet. Real smart move there, buddy. Probably should have kept that to yourself. This is also the last time we see Agent Coulson in the movie. After being the sole reason that the aliens are invading, Agent Coulson just gets away with it, with a whole third of the movie left to go. I'd say this is a tone problem, but honestly, this movie is the problem. Anyway, Dave then hacks back Ice Cube's internet.
Touchdown. 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 Kiss my ass, Briggs.
With Dave's help, Ice Cube then makes a YouTube video in 0.1 seconds to expose Project Goliath. And then Ice Cube and Dave hatch a genius plan to put a virus in the world's data and make the aliens eat the virus. Okay, so you're telling me that the aliens ate all the world's data and not one of them ate a virus. Then the movie tries to pull a fake out death with a child.
Hey, it's near our house. Dave, get out of there now! Dave, it's out of... No!
This man is gamer raging after seeing his son die. He probably cared more about his memories deleting. Our protagonists then all hop on a Zoom call and make an amazing discovery. The tripods have organic matter in them. I mean, yeah, duh, you idiots. This whole time they thought these things from space that have tentacles were just robots.
You stupid.
That's an interesting thing about our main protagonists. Outside of being a nerd guy who just knows a bunch of fictional stuff, these guys aren't really that smart. They constantly make stupid choices. For example, ranting to the bad guy that you know his secret plan. That was a stupid idea.
You stupid.
Our team of morons have the virus, but Ice Cube needs a thumb drive to put the virus on. And alas, he doesn't have a thumb drive.
What do you mean you don't have a thumb drive?
Even I have a thumb drive.
This is a top secret military installation. They don't let thumb drives in the building.
Luckily, Faith's boyfriend Mark is an Amazon delivery driver. So Ice Cube makes an order for the thumb drive on Amazon so that Mark can use his VR drone to deliver the thumb drive to Ice Cube. The movie then goes from a reaction channel with Ice Cube to a video game Let's Play with Dave.
Guys, I need some cover here. I got a boogie on my tail.
Go under. Okay, I got him.
Barrel.
I'm gonna get him.
Okay, I got missile lock. Firing. Damn, I'm out of missiles. Bait and switch. Be the decoy.
Wait.
Holy crap! Badass! Go off, Dave.
So then Ice Cube gets the virus, puts it into Goliath, and the day is saved.
Move, bitch! Get out the way! These things are everywhere!
In all honesty, a screen-like version of War of the Worlds could have worked. The problem was they chose the wrong screen, because if you take out the hilarious editing and dialogue and strip this movie down to its bare bones, this is the most boring person to follow. Just a guy who stays in one room and stares at his screen. Imagine if instead we followed something like a police officer through his body camera. Watching the chaos ensue from that perspective would have been so much better. You could have kind of done it like Cloverfield. The characters we follow don't need to solve the alien issue. It could have been just another day on patrol, and then a bunch of meteors come from out of the sky. There's a moment of calm, and then absolute chaos with the tripods. You could have given this guy a family he has to get to, but then you would have actually had to put stuff in the movie. And this movie is really short. It's 1.5 hours long, and there's a good amount of stuff in this movie that was pointless and felt like it was there to just pad out the runtime. How do I even rate this? On one hand, this is technically the worst movie I have ever seen, and it's definitely worthy of a 0 out of 10. But, on the other hand, off of this man's facial expressions alone, this is genuinely the funniest movie I have ever seen. I really can't think of a movie that made me laugh this much.
Boom. That was easy.
So, personally, I'm gonna have to give War of the Worlds, this channel's first, 10 out of 10. I'm just kidding, this movie's ass, 0 out of 10. If you enjoyed this video, then why not like and subscribe? It helps support the channel and it means you don't miss any new content. Thanks for watching.